Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Bino Wild back at it again with another video. I know it's been a minute since my last video. Had some personal stuff going on, but we got through with all of that. So, without further ado, this is my first Descendant video that I'm doing on this channel. Due to I've been wanting to do a First Descendant video for a long time, but with so many builds being replicated on YouTube, I've been trying to find like my own thing, a character that I can make own like my own viable builds, and I have three of them. I have three versions of Valby's underrated farming builds. Ever with the people with the majority of people that I play, I have barely seen people or rarely seen people um do these builds. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the laboratory real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a level 1 Vulgus. Spawn that guy in there. So for the first build, it is me using a Transcendent mod, Water Play. Water Play, you see it has all of your damage numbers. It For some reason, I don't see a lot of people using this one, but I can understand it using Water Play versus Boba Bullet, because Boba Bullet has 6 instances of damage every time you put one down. This one has like 1 instance of tick damage, but it does a lot more than Boba Bullet. But Boba Bullet has more DPS, if you understand what I'm saying. So for the Water Play build, I'm running MP Collector because I got it on a short cooldown. As you can see, it's on a 1.6 cooldown, so I got it on a short cooldown to the point where I can just throw it out, throw it out, throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. It's on the 28-second cooldown almost. So I got MP Collector to get MP back after a kill when farming. I got a fusion amplification. I got my damage mods, fusion amplification, focus on non-attribute, focus on fusion, and non-attribute amplification. And I extended the range and the duration for it. Got some more cooldown with MP with nimble fingers and MP conversion, and then I gotta have your health mods. Well, I think one of these builds don't have health on them, but you gotta have your health mods. And we increase HP and the mid-air maneuvering. So with this build, I run these guns. Peacemaker, everybody says that when you're running Valby, you got to use the Peacemaker as a stat stick. So I didn't really put really anything into my Peacemaker. I think I just went off of a YouTube video and just put what they had on there. Sometimes I use inspiration from other people's videos to to go through and figure out what build I want to make or how I want to tweak it to, my personal liking. I use the Nazareth Devotion. The Nazareth Devotion is going to be in all three of my builds only because of when I'm running 400% dungeons, sometimes, like, this is the weapon that I use to, like, burst down enemies. Like, if I just so happen to run out of MP, if I just so happen to run out of MP and I got to, like, knock a few enemies down, this is what I use. And for the Thunder Cage is also good with using the build that I have, only because that since it knocks down, like, it does, like, I think I want to say like 20% of electricity resistance. This whole build right here could help with like certain elites. I tried it in Void Erosion Purge back before it turned into what it is now when it's split. But I tried to Void Erosion Purge. I feel like I'm not skilled enough to run this in Void Erosion Purge, but I feel like it could possibly work. I will end up doing a test one of these days and do a video on it and try to see if I can do Void Erosion Purge. Maybe like 25 through 30, one of those, to see how good it is, how good it actually is. I don't really use this build like this, but this was like my first version of my farming build. So, and then obviously run Slayer set. Even with the mods, even with the components that we have now, I do have a build with the new components. It's just not on this one. Excuse me. So you got max HP, and we got the whole like component like booster thing that we can do now. So I got all of these I can max out, and this is a good Slayer set that I farmed up. A decent little Slayer set that I farmed up, and then this is the reactor, fully maxed out. I have non-attribute boost and ratio. Now the ideal for this build that you want to go for is non-attribute and cooldown. And I also try to use this for a bossing build. I will figure out a bossing build. I may just make this my bossing build for it because it did work. And so like for this one, I could use it for a bossing build because now we have the reactor level up system. I could literally like max both of these out, run Slayer, and boom, there you go. You know, so and then I also have the non-attribute cooldown that I was talking about earlier. So I'm gonna switch when I max that out. I'm gonna switch it and put it on for. I'm gonna switch it with this one and just chuck that one. Okay, I'm gonna max this one out, max the bottom ones out because this is basically the quote unquote god roll. I just have to level it up. So that's for the first build, and this is a demonstration with all the Oh yeah, let me go. I almost forgot inversion reinforcements. Inversion reinforcements that I run is adrenaline rush, RK circulation tactics, and biodensity augmentation, and it gives me all of these little bonuses right here on the side. But these are the ones that I primarily run at the bottom. And so we're gonna test it out and see how much damage it does on max. I'm gonna run through all my MP to get this whole like little test. So let's go ahead and run it.
Here I go! Watch out for the splash! Here I go! This one's for you! Watch out for the splash!
So I can't do it no more. We're looking at the damage. My max damage is 3 million. So that's not bad. That's not bad. My total damage is 45 million. So I don't see this being a bad one to like farm with. So let's just say you don't have the other two modules that I'm about to show later in this video. You can run this one. You can run this one, and it's to me it was fine, but it really only does, as you can see, 300 something damage. Like even with the Peacemaker 284, 321, it pops up, and that's with the quantum thing as well. 334. It just keeps going up, and it almost goes up to like 4. No, it just says like 318. Yeah, so it's decent. When I first made it, it was decent. But now I'm going to go to the second version, one that I actually really liked a lot. I'm gonna reset those damage numbers. One build that I actually liked a lot. Version 2 title mob is what I call it. And this one I'm only using the Peacemaker and the Thunder Cage. I'm running the same Slayer set, but you're running a fusion reactor. I mean a dimension reactor, and this one is a decent reactor, but I think I would want to try to go for a non-attribute and dimension skill power just to get a little bit more damage, because this one running through a 400%. This one, version 2 of my farming build, and version 3 shreds through 400% dungeons. And as you can see, I run the tidal wave. I've yet to see people run this but it's to me it's so good with running through 400% dungeons because you can still use your first ability and it still does damage. And me pairing my first ability with the Thunder Cage at the end of a 400% dungeon is just magic, 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 and I love it. I love it. I fell in love with this for the second version. So with this, you have tidal wave, focus on dimension. You know, you got the damage mods. You got focus on dimension, focus on the attribute, dimension amplification, and no attribute amplification. You know, you got to have your HP mod. And so another HP mod that was introduced to me in a video. I can't remember who made it or who the video was by, but stem accelerant. Never tried it before, but I see it has a max HP boost of 234%, which actually helps a lot. As you can see down here, my max HP is at like 452, and if you go back, my max HP is like 16,000 with a defense of 9,000. So like this build, I kind of like this build. Like I said, all of these are under the radar builds. I've really never seen anybody really make these builds or on YouTube or anything. So this is the build,
Transform!
and you see it does 519 damage. And this skill, like you know, it goes around in a circle. Like you hit 10 people, it maxes out over 10 people. But you do 10 people, you run through somebody again. That's like 733 now. This is with the boost for what's the name? You do it again, 582. Before it's at 600, 631. See, so at 5 stacks it's 631, and it's not even fully maxed out yet. So I still have to fully max this reactor, and I'm pretty sure it'll do almost 700,000 damage. And when I tell you this build shreds in 400% dungeons, you know what? Let me go. I hit the wrong thing. Let me go do a 400% dungeon real quick and show y'all. I would have ran through a 400% dungeon with my first build, but I'm not really a fan of that build anymore after I found these other two. The third version of this build is really my favorite because it hits 1.1 to 2.2 million damage. I'm going to check this mailbox real quick. But yeah, my third build. All right, we're running my second version build in this 400% dungeon. I'm gonna have a picture of it in the top right corner. And let me show y'all how this thing goes. 600 at 800 already. And then with the cooldown and the duration that I have, I can literally use it like right after.
So annoying!
Now, when it comes to using it on elites, you'll probably have to spam it just a little bit. But look at this. I'm hitting 900,000. I'm really almost hitting 1,000,000 damage. So if I were to max out my reactor, this would be hitting like 1.1, 1.2 million damage. Like you see how I'm just running through people. And like bro, when I tell you I really love this, I really love this build. When I first like came across it, I was like, oh my gosh. It's like one of the best builds I ever made. And as you can see with that health, with as much health that we have, and I got the health boost as well. So I have like almost like 18k health. Because you're running into people. So you want to have a lot of health, especially the enemies that blow up on themselves. So you want to make sure you have the extra health, or you can have extra defense. You can trade the health out for defense. Just to each his own, But like I'm flying through these people. And see, in the training room, it was just only 700. Out here in the 400%, it's almost, like I said, almost a million. Like literally, they're like 986. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, when I figure out how to get, like, the movement of this actual, like, move, how to get the movement speed of this move to go up, I will be on to something. Because I seen one video of a guy, like, the movement speed of his, of this move that he had when playing Valby, it was so fast, and I was like, how do you do that? Like, is it because of the weapon? I was like, is it the weapon, or is it like, I was like, or like, is there a mod or something? But if you think about it, we don't really have any movement speed mods, which is, it ain't sad, but I would love to have like mods that make you move a little bit faster. The Thunder Cage, with it being maxed out as much as it is, you can use it on occasions when you're like, going through certain stuff, and you see 910,000. Like I said, this may not be like bunny fast or Frayna fast, but to me, this is just all around fun. Like, I feel like I want to make TFD videos about builds that not many people really do for real. Like, I have an SMO video that I've been working on, well, a SMO build that I'm working on, that it's just one mod, even after the buffs and stuff, people don't even use. And like, it's a good one. It's a thing. It's a good mod, but you just have to know how to build around it. But it's this cluster bomb mod. Like, I have a build that I'm working on right now, and I'm gonna get that video out as soon as possible, so people been sleeping on SMO for a long time now, and still sleeping on him because they're not using people to the best of their ability, just using the meta. But I mean, to some people, meta is fun. But like, you see, oh, I'm actually hitting 1 million. Whoa there. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but I'm actually hitting 1 million now. But I think I finally got all 5 of the what's this called, stacks for the Peacemaker. So I'm barely touching 1 million. But I'm still, as you can see, I'm still clearing with no fault. Still clearing pretty fast, I feel like I said, it may not be as fast as some of like the high tiers, but I feel like Valby is like very, very good. I wish I would have played her back when she was broken, before she got her rework. Because I remember seeing in the dev live, people was like, bring back old Valby. And I'm like, what was old Valby like? And I guess she was just like cracked. But like, this stuff, like, this Valby build, like, I like it. It's very fun, interactive for me. And like, and it's still good. It still does good against like bosses like this. Like, I can go up here and do that, and like literally most of his health is already gone. Go through these people, do it again. Health already almost gone. Health already almost gone. Like, let me see if it'll take all this out. Nah, that ain't gonna take that out. This is what I mean. Like, you see combination of all of these things. It hits it. I'm still in that. Like, you know, I feel like this is a real good build. But now I'm running out of MP. But this is where the Thunder Cage comes in. And since my Thunder Cage is so like drag, I can use my one as a debuffer. The thing about it, for my builds, I have to put my Thunder Cage on my reactors so I can still do a lot of damage. But as you can see, finish the 400% dungeon, 7 minutes. I mean, like I said, it's not as fast as everybody else's, but 7:48, almost 8 minutes. It's a good time. It's a decent time. Now I'm still figuring that out. I just thought about it. I forgot the arcade tuning. The arcade tuning is like I run the same arcade tuning for all for all 3 builds. This is the arcade tuning that I run. It's just cooldown, MP, and skill, like skill damage, skill effect range, skill cost, skill duration of excuse me. But this is the same arcade tuning tree that I've used for all 3 builds. Third build. This is the third build. I farmed for almost like all of God rolls. I just had to max that one out, but I have just about God rolls on all of them. And the same thing for my reactor. Skill effect range will be fine because of the explosion on this ability. It does a lot, and the more it explodes, the more enemies it kill. So we can go to the modules. Spiral tidal wave. I don't know if anybody really uses this, but it's this module. I got it out on a 2.4-second cooldown with a 31 MP cost. The range goes from 3 to 7, but if I can get my reactor like fully maxed out, I'm pretty sure it'll go to about like 8, almost 8. And so I'm running cooldown, MP conversion, and nimble fingers. I got my damage. I've been tweaking with this one for a minute, but I have my damage mods. I have focus on the attribute application, dimension amplification, and focus on dimension. I have skill expansion, and you gotta have your health mod. And then I'm running multi-talented only because multi-talented gives me a 20 almost 21% skill cooldown on a dimension active skill, which is the skill that I'm using. Even though it has three charges, I will always have a charge when I'm ready to go. And so I won't run out of MP since I'm gonna be using it a lot. I have MP collector on it as well. And so if you run through, let me go ahead and put a Vulgus out. Now, first hit, 444. Like, it does a lot. And you can keep going. You can run truth, and it's doing it. Max DPS is 2 mil. I'm already out of MP. But I want to see if I can get it with truth already on there. 493, 513, 8. Like, it does a lot. And then the training room doesn't do it no justice because running in a 400%, this is why I'm gonna do another 400% in here. Running a 400%, it does a whole lot of damage. I can even solo. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of descendants out there that can solo special operation, but I can solo a special operation with this build because it does so much damage. It does 1 million damage. So by like wave 8, 9, and 10, I'm like one shotting everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and reactor maxed out, but even then, it's still viable in my opinion. Now we're running my favorite build. Like I said, this is my favorite build because it does a lot. And you see, knocking everybody out. And like the more you use it, it's gonna knock up there.
Here I go. Here I go.
Mill. It's always good to like shoot it at the ground because it's gonna get a lot of people. And I don't know if y'all are seeing those damage numbers, but we're at like 1.5. Well, we were at 1.5. So like it's gonna go up to like 1 million. It's gonna go up to 1 million once your truth hits.
Here I go.
And you have all 5 stacks. See, that was like 1.1, 1.3, or 1.13. 1 mil. Like you see how big the explosion is. Literally taking out almost everybody. 1.1. Like it fluctuates, but I still love it because I know in the 1.6, 1.5 mil. Like you do have to be careful though with this build. You always gotta be moving around. And I wish we had like travel time mods, because I would love to make this be like instant. Ouch. And you see, like I love this build. I really love this build because it does a lot of damage in a short amount of time. A lot of people are running bubble bullet, and like I understand bubble bullet, but like for like mobbing, why wouldn't you run something else? Because this one does a lot of burst damage, and with the explosion range that I done put on it, I know it's reaching a lot of people. Like, look at that. And the thing about it still ticks for like 200, 300. Yeah, it still ticks for like almost 500, which is insane to me. But for something to tick for that much damage is crazy. Like, to me, underrated Valby builds. Like I said, this third one is my favorite. Oh, I think I seen the 2 mil somewhere. Either that was 2 mil or 200. I know I seen it somewhere though. Sometimes you gotta make sure you don't run out of MP because it's really easy to do that. But when MP, you see, when MP collected, you end up being max MP like when you throw in like a full thing of people. This is one of those where you just shoot it and just let it fly, and then just keep running. And this move goes pretty far. You see, this is what it does to bosses. Hit it right up. Took all three of them. Going. Now that I ran out of MP, oh, I'm about to die. You gonna get out of there? I'm getting a little too hyped off my own build. Go ahead and hit this. Switch back. There you go. 614. So you see, this is the build. So, that was all three builds for all three underrated builds that I made for Valby, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and learned a lot learned a lot from what Valby has, transpired to be. She's not just the hydro pressure bomb that she could use for farming, or the bubble bullet that she can just spam away from farming. Even though both of those are good, and I'm pretty sure that those builds have a faster clear time than the two that I have made, even though they're not fully maxed out all the way yet. But I hope you guys enjoy. Catch y'all in the next one.